Imagine being able to speak Spanish and travel all around the world. Yeah, probably if you're watching this, it's because you're learning this beautiful language. And let me tell you one thing, there is something that you may not know that is basically killing your learnings, is making you get stuck constantly and preventing you from being fluent. Hello, my name is Beltran, and as you may have already seen, I'm a native Spanish speaker myself. I speak 3 languages fluently, Spanish, English and French, and I'm currently learning Korean. So I consider that I have experience talking and learning several languages. And one pattern that I have seen recently is that many people don't know how to actually learn a language. They start with grammar books. They study a lot of sentences, structures. They study endless vocabulary lists, when actually all of those things are making you advance superficially, but it's not making you learn. In other words, it's not making you acquire that language. The best example is myself. I used to be, back in the day, that type of student which studied all day long just to vomit all of the information in an exam and then forget everything in the next day. And after getting super frustrated on how people learn languages, I finally found the best way that fits for me and will probably fit best for you. And it's called Comprehensible Input. But before explaining what is this method about and why it's the best for you at this moment, I would like you to ask you some questions. First question, have you been studying Spanish for a long time already, but you don't know how to speak really well? Basically, you get stuck in every conversation you're trying to have. Second question, do you actually not enjoy learning Spanish in a traditional way? Basically, studying endless vocabulary lists, studying grammar, memorizing a lot of things, etc, etc, etc. And third question, is your main objective for learning Spanish to have a normal conversation with native speakers? If you feel related to those questions I mentioned before, this method is for you. So Beltran, what is comprehensible input? It's quite simple, to be honest. It's the same way that babies acquire languages. But does this mean that you're gonna be consuming childish content all of your life just to learn one single phrase in Spanish? What comprehensible input actually stands for is to understand your current Spanish language level and consume content that is just a little bit above your level. This way, when some word, vocabulary or grammar structure appears that you don't understand, you can just grasp the meaning of it by its context. For example, if you know the word yo, in other words, me, and park, if you see a video of a man walking in the park and he says, yo ando en el parque, you will probably understand that he's talking about his action, basically walking. The good thing about this method is that you don't actually feel that you're studying. You're actually enjoying content, consuming little by little. And probably in the short term, you won't feel like you are learning a lot, but trust me, your natural learning ability that you have in your brain is actually working. Because let me ask you a question. Did you learn your mother language by studying grammar rules? Not really. You actually understood it little by little, by context, because your family repeated many simple words throughout a long period of time. And your brain, little by little, started recognizing patterns. This is the exact same thing we're trying to replicate right now with this method. And the good thing about this method is that you don't need to be fully immersed into the language. That means that you don't need to be in a Spanish-speaking country. You can actually watch YouTube content that is in your target language, and little by little, you will start grabbing this pattern. There is a lot of content out there. There are many resources. Just find what's your current level and try to challenge yourself just a little bit. And you will see that throughout the weeks, throughout months, your level is going to increase. However, there is a little problem that I find with this method. That is that when you are actually starting, there are no resources you can benefit from, or the ones that you finally come across are following the same traditional method that is really ineffective. So this is why we created Mr. Spani. If you don't already know, it's the name of this channel. In Mr. Spani, we want to ensure our students don't study the language, but acquire Spanish. And this is with the exact same method that we have explained in this video. So for the ones who are really interested, I will share the link down below, because there is a 1-week trial that includes a full week of materials, a one-on-one session with a native speaker, and a bonus gift that I cannot talk about in this video for just £9. And I will also ask one more thing. If you have any doubt, any video idea, or any suggestions, please put it in the comments. Thank you so much. We will continue speaking about this wonderful language in this channel. Y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Chao, chao.